Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's what we do here at the Bad Boy Nerd FOC Top 10. Welcome to the No FOMO Zone, folks. If you're watching live, appreciate you for stopping in on a very busy Thursday. It was a very busy, very active new comic book day yesterday. I got a lot of goodies, a lot of stuff that mainly came off of my own FOC Top 10 list. Yesterday was a big day. Curious to know what some of you out there got. A lot of us follow each other on Instagram, so I love looking at different people's posts. I love looking at your stories, reading all your posts to see what books you got. And you know what? I got to be honest. It's great to see that a lot of picks, whether intentionally, maybe you do follow me and use some of my top 10 picks, or great minds just think alike. Because a lot of people, when I look at your lineup, I'm like, yep, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And it's always good to share all these great comic books that come out every week in this community, on the Instagram community. I'm your host, J-Dub, the Bad Boy Nerd. You can follow me on Instagram right there at the bottom of your screen in the corner at the Bad Boy Nerd. And for any first timers watching, what I do is I like to talk about books that are coming out. Mainly I deal with FOC lists, books that are coming up in advance orders. I curate and put together a top 10 list every week. I do this show live on YouTube, just like we're doing right now. And then I put out a list of all the pretty pictures and also detailed information on how I picked the top 10 and why I put those certain books in there. So for all you first timers, welcome. In a true fashion of sequential art comic books, I usually have guest appearances show up in the issues of this show. So we might be having a certain guest appearance today. But other than that, we got a great show. I actually, right here, what you have here off camera is my stack. This is my stack of new comic books just from yesterday. As I say every week, when you do pre-orders, I mean, it is fun. Okay. Let's get one thing straight. It is fun to walk in the store and browse and look at the rack. I mean, the beautiful covers, the excitement of new books. You know, maybe your store has a showcase. They usually have like a showcase behind the counter of all the hot books that they bought from collections, and you go and you look to see what the prices are. Maybe you can, then maybe your store has like a really good back issue dollar bin lot where you can go and do the digging. This is the emoji, by the way. If there's ever an emoji, I need to talk to the emoji people. If there's ever an emoji for digging through comic books, it's going to be this face and it's going to be these hands. And they're going like this because this is how people, honestly, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. When you see people digging through the books in the dollar bin, they got that look, that stern, focused look. And this is them flipping through the pages, like flipping through the books. I got that. I don't see where the one I'm looking for. I was looking online and there's a certain hot book. Maybe it's in the stack. So if there's ever a dollar bin emoji, that's how it's going to look. It's just going to be a smiley face with that focused look, and then the hands going like this. All right. So let's see what's next. Couple of things I want to talk about today. First of all, welcome to anybody who's watching live. Let's see who we got today. Oh, good Lord. What's up? We got Ed Medina. He's like, I can't post mine. Yeah. Mo was like, always. That's it, man. That's the way it is, man. That's always the way it is. I assume you're talking about going through the dollar bin. That's all right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my rant last week talking about what constitutes a first appearance. If not, check out the full episode. If you don't want to watch the full episode, go check out the reel that I put on my Instagram page. I think it's pretty funny. I was actually rewatching it when I was editing it. I was cracking myself up because I was in a zone. I was in a zone and I'm editing it. I'm like, damn, I really went in, didn't I? Like, sheesh. Like, God, pull it back a little bit, man. Like, reel it in. But no, that's really how I feel about first appearances, man. They yeah, you said the sharing. No, that the first appearances, oh my God, they drive me crazy sometimes, man. Like I just, okay, sorry, we're going to get to the top 10. I gotta talk about this real quick. So there was a time when like Overstreet was kind of the Lord and Savior of comic books. You know, um, they were like some clandestine entity in unknown parts of New York, and they kind of, I don't know, they were like, I kind of pictured them in like shrouds and robes, and like in a some kind of den where it was dimly lit, and they just kind of told us what was what for comic books. This is what this book is worth. Really? Who says who? Overstreet. Oh, okay. My bad. And they also would talk about first appearances. What constitutes first appearance? I've always argued that there needs to be some kind of industry officiating of what constitutes a first appearance. Basically saying whatever the publisher says. If the publisher says this is blah blah blah, then the market should react accordingly. But we know that doesn't always happen. As a matter of fact, without naming names, sometimes there are third parties who specialize in such things, and they're not always 100%. I always chalk it up to people who don't actually read books. Sometimes people read solicitations, but they don't actually read the book. It's kind of like it's kind of like that old Seinfeld bit about reservations, reserving a car. It's the holding. That's the part you're getting wrong. The holding. Anyone can take a reservation. You got to hold it. Like there has to be one first appearance. Anyone can just say what the price is, but let's get one first appearance. All right. Enough of that. Okay. I'm going to do a special show for the first time this year. Starting this year, I'm going to do a special show for Free Comic Book Day. I'm going to do a Bad Boy Nerd Top 10 Free Comic Book Day show. All right, so Free Comic Book Day is awesome because you get great books for free. The price of free 99. And every once in a while, there are some really hot key books that come out on Free Comic Book Day. Right off the top, I'm thinking of, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Avengers something that debuted Brielle, Blade's daughter. It's a pretty hot book. That's a Free Comic Book Day book. I want to say Mr. Negative, the Spider-Man villain. He debuted on a Free Comic Book Day. And there's a lot more, all right? We can go through the list. The list goes on and on and on. But I was checking out the Free Comic Book Day list this year, and I was like, damn, there are some bangers, some serious bangers coming out for free. So I decided to put together a top 10 list for Free Comic Book Day. And yeah, I think that should be a cool show. Honestly, has anyone ever attended a Free Comic Book Day? It could be pretty damn chaotic, mainly because the comic book muggles come out, never show up at a store. The muggles come out, they swarm the store. You got your Wednesday Warriors, all right? You got the vultures, okay? No, I'm not a vulture. I'm a Final Order Cutoff guy, pre-order guy. You got your Wednesday Warriors, you got your casual readers, you got your trade paperback crowd, And then you got the just straight, pure civilian comic book muggles who never even read a book, and they come by the swarm, and they bring their whole family, and it's a fucking mess. But it's fun. It's a fun mess, and it's for one day. So with that being said, sometimes hot books can sell out pretty quickly. All right. Sometimes a hot book, yes, a hot free comic book can go pretty damn fast. So with that being said, did you know that you can actually pre-order a free freaking comic book day comic book? Yes, you can actually do that. Just hit up your local comic shop and say, hey, there's a gold level or silver level or a special book that I would like to get. Let them know in advance. They will actually take that book and set it aside for you so you can beat the swarm on free comic book day. All right, so right now I'm going to do the meme where the guy goes like this. Yeah, that one. Okay, one other thing before we dive into yeah, you know what? There are some guys and girls that I want to get from the Instagram community that I follow, and I think you would be absolutely great guests. So if you watch this show and I hit you up, don't be surprised. Like, oh my God, J Dub the Bad Boy. Yeah, I would like for you. I think it would be cool to have some different opinions about comic books coming. There's one guy in particular I'm gonna try to get on this show. I follow him. He posts every day. I love his take on comic books and pop culture. I think he would be a perfect fit. So stay tuned for that. We have a pretty decent top 10 this week. Couple of debut characters. Matter of fact, let's do this. Booyah. Oh, what is a unless it's one of those lookup prices at the restaurant, might not hold the. So the way it works. So here's true story, real life event. Last year, one of the hot books was the DC primer and the foil. Again, I'm going to do a top 10 list. Hopefully, I can nail down some of the books. Just request it. Say, hey, I want this particular book. You let them know. They'll get it in. Now, if you watch my show and you follow me, you know how I feel. Shenanigans happen. Shenanigans do happen. With that being said, hopefully you're like me, wherever you are in the world. I'm in Austin. We have at least 5 comic book stores worth noting. One big box store, another gigantic store, and then a couple of decent stores. Anyway, hit up multiple sources. Conan the Barbarian Free Comic Book Day was a big one last year. The Spectacular Spider-Man special. You can stuff like that. You can request that and hopefully get them hold for you. So we're going to keep an eye out for that show. That's going to be a great show. So before we get to the top 10 list, we're going to welcome a special guest. I think he's ready. I think he's sitting in the green room. Folks, if this is your first time watching, I want to introduce you to someone who is, bar none, one of the greatest supervillains out there today. He is the illustrious, the accomplished, the one and only sorcerer of paper supreme, Dr. Paul.
Yay. Thank you for that introduction. So
Oh
kind.
man,
So kind.
you definitely deserve that. How's it going in your lair?
Great. You can
Yeah.
see the comics are down. The Easter decorations are up. The bunny's going to be here soon.
Okay.
But, I would be remiss if I didn't say it was a great week because I got to see you in person.
Can I talk about that?
Let's do it. It was great to see you. You got to meet Mrs.
Yeah.
Dr. Paul, see the lab.
Folks. All right. So I'm going to parse my words. I'm going to edit myself because I don't know how sensitive the information is. I got to visit Dr. Paul himself. And when I say Dr. Paul, it's in all caps, like Dr. Doom and MF Doom. All right. I went to the lab in person. And when I tell you, you should be grateful to have this guy on our show, gracing our presence every week. What I saw in person was astounding. And you know what? I know you're hiding the actual lab. I know there was a secret panel somewhere
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
with an underground
Well,
lab. I know it. Yeah,
you know,
that was the storefront. I
just
understand.
the front. Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah,
facade.
yeah, absolutely. But it was great to meet you and the Mrs. in person. Well,
Yeah.
we've met before, but yeah, Mrs. Paul, absolutely.
Yeah. It was wonderful. And Jay got to sign in the official FDA log for visitors because we
Oh,
are a medical device manufacturer. So nobody comes and or goes without a record. So it was excellent. Yeah, it was nice to show you around and let you see what I'm doing when I'm not comic booking, and why sometimes I'm too busy to do more comic stuff. How life sometimes gets in the way of comic stuff.
in true supervillain fashion, Dr. Paul has an actual laboratory, folks.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You know
It's a
what I
whole
didn't
operation.
do?
It's
I
his
got,
miniature version of Latveria.
I got the lab coat and everything, but you know, we should have put that on and taken pictures with it, maybe some selfies with the
Okay,
lab
well, I'll
coats
have to make my way back out there.
next time.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're not changing the world and other things that I won't mention, what did you get done this week? Was there any books that you worked on? Anything that you
I'm still working on that Flash number 20
okay?
from 1942, and I'm almost done with it. Actually, I did a deep dive on this blue LED phenomenon. So that was my main video this week. I dropped it yesterday, and I went into the science of the blue LEDs. I went all the way back. I went to 1,000 years ago. I went to the Middle Ages and said, this is what we knew about photo bleaching paper in the Middle Ages, and all the way up through now, and why we use blue LEDs instead of sunlight, and how it works, how to do it correctly, how to do it and not destroy the paper, how to do it whiten the paper but leave the inks relatively untouched. And so that was my drop yesterday.
What ancient civilization does that knowledge derive from?
The Chinese are credited with inventing paper right around what
That
we
sounds right.
consider, 2,000 years ago, right?
That
Whether
sounds
it's
right.
100 BC or 100 AD, in that era. And then Western civilization actually got it almost 1,000 years later.
That sounds
And
right.
yep, by the 1400s, the Dutch were pretty much the best in the world at paper making. Through about the 1800s, the Dutch dominated that industry,
Wow.
and they were literally doing photo bleaching, and they were literally doing deacidification with calcium hydroxide, because it wasn't until the 1800s that chemistry was developed, or the light bulb. So the only way to do photo bleaching was with the sun, and the only way to do chemistry was with really crude stuff like sour milk is a base, right? Or they realized that certain streams came off what we call today hard water,
Yeah.
but basically lime
Lime water. Right.
caverns.
Right.
Water would move through lime caverns, it would pick up calcium, and it would become a basic solution. And they knew that water was special. And so they were literally putting paper processing plants next to villages that had streams that had the correct water. And that's why they dominated that industry for about half a millennia, about 500 years. The Dutch had a monopoly on paper finishing, at least. In fact,
Yo.
the rest of Europe would make paper, but they would make crude paper, and they would send it to the Dutch to finish it. So anyway, the
No,
reason I
no.
did that,
Great.
the
No.
reason I did that is
Okay, go
because
ahead.
some
Yes.
of the people who just learned about blue LEDs in the last year or two or
Yeah.
three,
Yeah.
they think they invented them, or they think they're crediting somebody with having invented that.
And
And
you're calling them out.
well, actually, it's less that than some of those people have actually been very aggressive and called people out and said, you need to credit me if you're using blue LEDs. And I'm like, here to set the record straight.
You should
The
go.
scientific literature, the peer-reviewed literature on paper conservation was using photo bleaching 50 years ago. And of course, like I said, the Dutch were doing it since the Middle Ages. So you may have made some contribution. You may have familiarized the lay people with blue LEDs, but you didn't invent LEDs and you
That's
didn't
right.
invent photo bleaching.
Right.
So let's give credit where it's due. And I do credit the people that brought it to the
That's
masses
right.
in my video. And, the Facebook group, the Captain Mike Facebook group for cleaning and pressing is where it's really been disseminated to the masses. And I
Yeah.
think the book that Captain Mike and his co-authors wrote is the best practical guide. But let's not get carried away. They didn't invent, photo bleaching. They didn't invent blue LED use on books. So yeah, just kind of put it in perspective. Like many things in life, it just like, let's look back. Let's recognize the people that made all of the
Context.
progress before
Context.
us. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
I
not
feel
calling
like
them out so
there's
much
such
as
I feel like there's such a Gen
responding
X.
to their call out. Sorry, go ahead.
Saying I feel like there's such a Gen X, not a Gen X, a G Zen thing, Gen Z. No, they feel like they've started everything. They feel like
Mm,
everything started on TikTok and they're the first, and
yeah.
they're making me feel like the old man on the porch, like you
Well,
didn't
and
shit.
to be fair, the generation before us said that about us too. I think one of the things I noticed being a scientist, and you learn to
That's right,
tap into the scientific literature, and you learn to tap into the work of the folks that came before you, and to respect it.
and and not just who gets the most likes online, the
Yeah,
actual literature.
yeah, and in so doing, you gain a lot of perspective. Dare I say, some humility, and it helps put your work in context. You can still make wonderful contributions. Like I said, that group there has been the one who brought it to the masses, and they wrote the best practical guide for it. And they did some lovely work.
That's right.
I'm actually correspond with several of the co-authors.
That's a great
Um,
group.
so yeah. But like I said, so it's not a call out so much as it's a response to
Oh no,
some other folks calling out.
call cap on them,
Yeah, there you go.
as the kids say. Call cap.
I got that reference.
I feel like the way you're talking about this, folks, a part of me thinks that Dr. Paul was actually there. We're dealing with a real life Victor Timely here, folks. This is just another incarnation of a Dr. Paul.
Mm,
You were
if only it
there.
were so. If only it were so.
Let me do this real quick. Let's talk about some of the new books that came out. Then we're going to deep dive into this top 10.
Oh
First
yeah.
of all,
So these are your pickups from yesterday.
that's right. That's
All
right.
right, let's see them.
We're going to start with Purifier. This number one with the bullet.
Oh, I saw this on your
Oh
Instagram.
my God. Sosa Micah. Just beautiful. This looks so much better in real life. This is amazing. That
Wow.
was absolutely. Shout out to Mo MA3. We talked about this cover like 2 months ago, and I had to get this the Visions 1:25 ratio. Wills Potasio, I believe that's how you say his name.
I think
Picked
so.
up another one of these. Ultimate X-Men number one.
Cool.
One of my all-time favorites, just absolutely one of the best animated series ever. So I'm a huge fan
I
of.
just rewatched the Dungeons and Dragons. What is it called? Gang of Thieves or whatever. Honor Among
Yeah,
Thieves.
Honor
Okay,
Among Thieves.
I just rewatched that.
Yes,
In the end scene, I saw an Easter egg I didn't see the first time through. In the
sure.
scene where they're in the arena and they're battling for their life, and the other teams are in the arena with them, and
Yeah,
where the displacer beasts are and all that.
that's
I
right.
don't know if you've noticed this. One of the other teams is that team from the cartoon.
Yeah,
It's got little Bobby the Barbarian,
yeah.
and it's got the acrobat. All of them are there.
That was a huge cameo. It drove the fans like me crazy.
I didn't notice it the first time through. I saw it with the family in the theater the first time, and it was kind of a whirlwind. So
Oh
I
yeah,
enjoyed that.
yeah. That was a big deal. Part of me still hopes they do a live action of that. Of course, Ultimate Spider-Man with the ratio. Pre-order,
Nice.
pick that up at price. Great series. Well, I won't say great. It's pretty solid masterpiece by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Mayleave.
Mhm.
Yeah, great series.
That's a team that's put together some hits.
Oh, they did one of my favorite Daredevil runs ever. Daredevil Volume 2. Bendis and Mayleave. Great
Yeah.
stuff. Bloody Dozen.
Whoa.
The Shrouded College. This is the series I keep talking about that's already optioned by Seth MacFarlane. Uh, Spider-Punk Arms Race #2, the 1 in 25. All his
Nice.
covers, all those covers are amazing. This underground hit, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Absolutely amazing. I still need to hunt down a number one. Number one actually snuck past the radar. So, and I
Mm.
think this was probably the big book of the week. Feral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fleeks and Forstner, powerhouse team. Straight
Yep.
up. Yeah. And of course,
You
they have
told
all.
us this was coming.
What's that? Oh,
You
yeah.
told us that was coming.
Yeah. Those shelves emptied out quickly. Like everyone that came in there was grabbing these up. Like, again, I don't know if you saw my segment about the emoji for dollar bin digging. I don't know if you saw that, but then there's the other emoji. There's the emoji for people looking for covers, the sideways. They're like digging, trying to get that one cover. That whole thing. It was a lot of that going on yesterday.
It,
All right.
that's the same emoji for looking for one without spine ticks, right?
Oh God. Yeah, and you know what? You don't have that problem if you do pre-orders because they usually give you the best copies.
Yep. Before the kids get the grubby mitts on them.
Oh my God, grubby, greasy. And you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because foil variants, you don't want fingerprints on them.
Nobody can touch that. No.
No,
You know,
they
it's
bag
funny.
those up
I've
immediately.
had people come at me for doing some of my paper conservation with bare hands, right? And I have to actually send them to actual, again, peer-reviewed scientific community papers that say the correct way to handle ancient papers with your bare hands, just clean and dry. But I will say, some of these brand new books, the foils and some of those card stocks, you can't
Yeah.
touch them with your bare hands.
No, you can't.
No, that's
Handle by
not
the
like old
edges.
paper.
Handle by the edges.
Yeah.
Pick them up like this, gently. Just gently pick them up. We've been watching Vanna White do this for years. We should know how to do that. And the ladies from
There
Price
you
is
go.
Right, they show you how to handle products. Dun,
Yep.
dun, 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 dun. Do you have any video premieres before we dive into this week?
I do want to plug the Sunday evening show, the live show with Flying L Comics, Captain Larry from Flying L Comics and Phantom Phil from Phantom Restoration. That's 8:35, and we're doing it this Sunday, even though it's Easter. We're just going to have a short show so people can get back to their families.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Oh, here you are. Restoration, removal, and conservation photo bleaching. Okay, there it is. Cool. I'm looking at, I just happen to see that right there.
Yeah.
God, look at you with the guns, dude. I got to work on mines a little bit more.
Yeah. I actually don't hardly do any arm specific work, but I do dips and I do a lot of pull-ups, and I think, those help.
And lifting flasks and machines and all that stuff.
Lifting the
You ready for this week's top 10?
Let's go, baby.
All right, let's do it.
I don't know if you saw. I want you to highlight my comment for a second, though.
This one right here.
I just want to be on record.
Dude, listen. There are. Did you hear my rant about chosen haters last week? Which I love, by the way.
I did.
It's such a real thing. It's amazing.
I saw you reposted the rant.
Oh God. Dude, no, it's such a phenomenon because I'm having so much fun doing this. I just don't understand the energy of someone doing that. Oh, but anyway,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's great. And you know what's funny? And I try to tell this to LeBron James. You can't call yourself the GOAT. Like someone else has to do it.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've never gone up there and said, I have the best show. Until recently. But I quoted someone else saying it.
Yeah, I haven't ever heard you say it. You don't need to say it.
No.
That's for others to say. That's for others to judge.
Someone tell LeBron James that, because we all know Michael Jordan. We all know Michael Jordan's the GOAT. We know that.
Yeah. Can't be
all
argued.
right, let's do it. FOC top 10. Here we go. You know what's funny? I'm not even aware because I only hang out with the people I hang out with, so I have no idea unless someone tells me. So, welp. That's
Yep.
emoji.
Shrug emoji.
All right, here we go. Coming in at number 10. Always cover fire.
Ooh.
Cover fire just sets the tone right off the bat.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. Coming in at number 10 this week, we have Power Girl 8. Now, the funny thing about Power Girl is I don't read any of them, but
Right.
I love the covers. The covers are amazing. Yeah, I'm going to blow this up on my screen. So Brooks, Dr. Paul, you know Brooks for doing the corner box variants
Mm-hmm.
on those X-Men book. He does those great
Yeah,
corner
yeah.
box variants. Yeah. So seeing him do a full, by the way, this is the main cover.
This is main cover here, the one you have, the larger one.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, no, it's not. It's the Brooks variant. The main cover features uh oh, what is Lobo's daughter Slash or something? The
Hack,
main cover features
hack
her.
slash something like that.
Something like that. It's like Power
Mm.
Girl and
Mhm.
Slash or whatever her name is. But this is the
Okay.
Brooks variant. And the 1 in 25 clearly is inspired by, I'm going to say, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, it looks total pinup, photorealistic kind of. It might even go back earlier than Monroe. It might be more of like a Betty
I know
Betty
you're talking
Page.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Betty
Betty Page
Page
type.
type
Yeah,
pinup.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I just thought those were two great covers, but the Brooks just off the chain. I mean,
And
Open
of course,
Order.
these are going to have that great DC paper too, man. These are going to be beautiful books with plenty of 9/8 potential if that's your
Oh,
thing.
oh God, yeah, absolutely,
Beautiful.
absolutely. I haven't graded any books in a long time. I'm just sticking to raw, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
Number 9, Hawk Smash. So Mason is known for doing the kind of the onomatopoeias, the sound effect
Mm-hmm.
variants.
Yeah.
He did the thwip. He did Bamf, the
Yep.
Nightcrawler joint. He did Snicked,
Yep.
Wolverine,
Yep.
and here we have Smash.
That's great. Very dynamic and kind of something reminiscent of Kirby almost in terms of the energy.
Absolutely great energy. Yeah, you're right. It takes us back to a throwback of really action packed covers and not
Yeah, a
just
little
focus.
bit less concerned with the details and more concerned with the overall vibe of what the image is conveying.
Absolutely. So yeah,
Very
he
cool.
just got this on in my top 10 for this week, just on the merit of having another great cover. Good job there, Mason. Good job on that. Coming in at number 8, just on the strength that this is written by Garth Ennis.
What?
Yes, Garth Ennis is coming back
What
to
is
Marvel.
happening? What
It
is
is
happening?
happening.
Is Max Comics relaunched?
I didn't hear anything about Max. It does not show up in the corner box, but it does say explicit content.
Look it down at the bottom right. It says Max Comics.
Totally missed it. I was so excited. I never even looked down.
Now, Ennis wrote some of the original Max comics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That Fury one was dark too. The original Max Fury. It was just
Oh, yeah.
titled Fury, right?
You know what's funny? We've been talking about Marvel Max for the past couple of episodes. Lo and behold,
That's
spoken into
wild. I got to
existence.
look into this. I would be interested to see if they launched more Max line stuff again. I thought it was
Oh,
never
God.
going to happen again now that they're owned by Disney. But then, they're doing Daredevil, so Disney does make some R content. But I feel like a lot of the Max content was even pushing R though.
Oh, the Max content was some of the best Deadpool stuff
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. So yeah, just Garth Ennis, who's one of my favorite writers. He did one couple of my favorite series. Boys, say less.
Yeah. Well, the Max line was actually launched with, I think, still to me is my favorite one, was the Jessica Jones comic.
Oh
And
God, yeah.
issue 1 of that
Alias.
was her first appearance. And that's what launched the Max line.
That's right.
So Max had a lot of good stuff going for it.
Max, to me, in my opinion, was kind of the answer to Vertigo,
Yeah.
the DC imprint,
Yeah.
which it was the shot in the arm that Marvel needed at that time. turn of the century, late 90s going into the early 2000s needed that. You
Yeah.
had the Max launch, you had the Ultimate launch, kind of turned things
Mhm.
around. We're
Yeah.
back, baby.
Yeah.
Ultimates are back. Max is
True.
back. Coming
True.
in at number 8. Number 7 this week. Check it out. So,
Ooh.
yeah, Pharaoh, again, Fleeks and Forstner, they love to put cute furry animals in peril and horrific,
Mhm.
and we love it with their horrific moments. And yeah, this is cover B for Pharaoh number 2,
Ooh.
Nightmare on Elm Street homage.
Mhm.
Nice and
I love
simple.
movie cover poster, homages. Did
I
you ever
do
see?
too.
You know what? I found one in a dollar bin. I found the one for Magic Mike. It's like an issue of Justice League. It's a
Are you
Magic
serious?
Mike movie poster homage. Yeah, I bought that in a second, man.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. I mean, man,
There's
if
some
anyone
great
knows
ones.
about it,
There's like
someone can post it in the
Beetlejuice.
private comments. I want to see that.
Do you ever see the there's an issue of Batgirl where she's on her bat cycle and it's the cover of Purple Rain.
Oh, I have like 3 copies of that. That's one of my
Yeah, of
favorite.
course.
That came
Yeah.
out last year. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was another FOC top 10 pick. Yeah, absolutely. That was another one of those.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we're talking about the same one. I feel like the one I'm talking about was like 5 years ago.
Okay, then we're not talking about that. I was not collecting 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, I wasn't either, but I saw it afterward and I said, I got to have that.
Well, I had okay. I think I'm thinking about Bitter Roots. I had the Bitter Root Purple Rain, but I
Wait, no, this is a DC. So DC did, again, I don't know, I'll say about
all right.
5 years ago, but time flies. DC did a whole bunch of movie poster homage covers across all their lines.
Love
And
it.
Batgirl's was Purple Rain,
I
and
gotta
she's
have
on
it.
her bat cycle, and it works. It's so good. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check that one out.
Okay, I gotta have it. Thanks for one of the few times you brought some modern stuff to my attention that I'm not aware of. Good stuff.
True.
Good stuff. Your moment. That's your moment right there. I'm gonna bookmark that. I'm gonna
All
index
right,
that.
I'll go back to just talking about old stuff.
No. We're gonna index that as Dr. Paul's modern moment. We'll put that index in the video. Coming in at number 6, Bloody Dozen. Story of the Shrouded College. So, why did I put this so high? Because, first of all, it's great. Charles Soule, Dr. Paul, the guy who gave us the masterpiece, 8 Billion Genies, he also writes Star Wars novels.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, he dips into comic books. He's doing the Shrouded College. He wrote Hell to Pay, great series. And he's doing the follow up to this. Now, for those of you who have not been following me, or for those of you who do listen to me every week, and I'm repeating myself, but I'm going to drive it into your head, Shrouded College has already been optioned and scheduled to be made into a streaming series by none other than Seth MacFarlane.
Who's kind of
So,
funny
yeah, it was kind of
and
funny. He does
super
a little bit of
talented.
everything. When you read these books, you can feel the dark humor, and you can see how, as an executive producer, he's going to unlock that type of humor, dealing with sci-fi, dark stuff, dark sorcery, magic technology combined, kind of what you do with comic books in your laboratory. So, right up
Mm-hmm.
the alley. Number
Seth, a
5.
Rhode Island native.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did he go to Rhode Island University?
I don't know if that's where he went or not, but he went to college there. He's a Rhode Island native. In fact, I worked in Rhode Island downtown Providence for about a year and a half, and I lectured at Brown's Medical School briefly. And it's such a small community. Everybody knows everybody else in Rhode Island. So I'm sure I'm only 1 degree removed from Seth MacFarlane.
That's awesome. Yeah, I believe that too. That nothing you tell me anymore surprises me. Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. This is the finale. For those who have not read this little underground gem of a book, if you read the classic children's storybook, Richard Scarry's Busy Town with the cats and the foxes and all of that stuff, and if you've ever watched Fargo anything or Dexter, take those two and smash them together, and you got this little underground hit.
Wow.
The number 1 first print goes for up to $60 to $70. It just came out a few months ago. I have number 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to
Okay.
hunt down a number 1. This is the finale. Number 4 came out, I want to say yesterday.
Okay.
This is number 6. So excellent
Exciting.
stuff. Excellent stuff. My speculation spider sense tells me someone's going to buy the rights to this and adapt this. It's just all over it. I just feel it. I've seen it happen so many times. I really think this is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Well, you've
But
got a
unless it
good track
happens, then
record.
absolutely quote me.
Yeah, we're going to quote you.
Number 4.
Oh, look at this homage.
I know, right? I know. Which is funny because they just relaunched Web of Spider-Man as an anthology, and then boom, this happens.
Look at this. Okay, so it's who's the artist? But he's credited Charles Vess here. He says after C. Vess. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I really think they did a great job on that. Open orders, top and bottom. All these are open orders.
Oh wow.
Excellent covers. Yeah, we have the top corner is let me see what we got here. We got John Boy. I love John Boy stuff. Bottom. Ron Lim, that's a foil variant. That is going to be amazing in foil.
Which one is Ron Lim?
Top corner.
Top right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep. Giant head, giant tongue.
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yeah. I was looking at these going, which one looks like Ron? Yeah, I see it now.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, all the covers are great. I always say find the one that makes you happy. They're all great. Yeah, but Jesus, yeah, I'm probably going to go after that foil for myself. Absolutely. I just thought that was great. Oh, so with this one, not only do we get more Venom, great covers, kind of a retro story where the Purple Man, you were just talking about Jessica Jones, Alias.
Oh.
Yeah, the Purple Man apparently gets venomized. So kind of a retro story. First time seeing Eddie Brock dealing with a venomized Purple Man, kind of a lost story, found footage type deal.
You know, Purple Man's first appearance all the way back 1964, Daredevil number 4.
God, you got that memorized. Yeah, tell me about it.
And he's on the cover.
Right. Okay.
And it's actually, surprisingly, for Silver Age, a really good first appearance. I think that book is underrated. I actually really like it. Daredevil, in issue number 4, he's still in his yellow and red costume. He hasn't switched over to the red costume yet. So he's in that original yellow costume. Good.
Who was the actor? Who was the actor that played the Purple Man in Jessica Jones?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. That's not my area of. That's not one of my strengths.
You didn't watch the live.
I watched it for sure. No, but I was focused on somebody other than the Purple Man.
Yeah, well, he wasn't. I don't think, if I can remember, he wasn't purple. You know, they didn't go full comic book, but the guy, he's one of my favorite actors.
It's the same character.
I can't think of his name. Right, Kilgrave. I think his name is.
Kilgrave's his name. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember the actor that played him. He did a good job. That was actually pretty fucking dark.
That is. I don't know if from beginning to end it's the strongest of all the Netflix shows, but it's my favorite.
Well, by far it's Daredevil. By far,
I know Daredevil is technically stronger, and it's also excellent.
Vincent D'Onofrio just got.
But Jessica Jones is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, her characterization.
Yeah.
Was
Kristen Ritter was so.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yes.
So on, and she's so well cast and delivered that amazingly.
I got to use this word. She is a morsel. She is quite the morsel. She's just perfect. I love everything about it.
Any arguments here? That's why I said I wasn't looking at the actor that played Kilgrave. My eyes were drawn elsewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We're about already cracking the top 3. Love it. Making great time. Coming in at number 3, bada bing, bada boom. Ooh. It had to be. And this could have been a strong number 1 pick contender. Right on time for Deadpool 3. Deadpool Wolverine WWIII or slash.
WW slash. Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like some hand ninjas are on the wrong side of the beat stick here.
Just A lot of dead people, man. That's all I can say.
What is the upper right one an homage to?
That is Gabriel Delato, and that's him slicing Wade's arm off.
No, I see that, but I
I don't
feel
know.
like this Wolverine pose I've seen before. No, I guess it's Wolverine only has 2 or 3 poses, so maybe it's not a strict homage of
Dude,
anything.
Wolverine's pose is either this,
Yeah.
slashing someone down, or this.
Actually, the
Or,
3 that are right here, these are his 3 stock
yeah.
poses,
Yeah, I
right?
just
He's
did
either
it. That,
slashing
yes.
down really
That,
hard, or he's
that,
doing this
or
like
that. Yeah,
defensive
that's it.
mode, or
Stock.
he's
These are
got
stock.
one forward,
Yeah.
one back, right? Yeah.
Stock Wolverine. That's it. So, artists, challenge to any artists out there. Come up with some more Wolverine poses. Do not do a ASM 300.
Right. Oh, it's
All right, so yeah, Delato on the top. We have Inyuk Lee with the 125 variant, and that's the
uh-huh.
bottom corner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he does some great stuff.
It sure
Uh,
does.
Rob Liefeld, love you, man. He's got a cover. He's actually retiring. I think this is his last one. I
Oh,
think.
really?
Yeah. He
I saw he
posted on
has a signing. Oh, and Rose Besh has a signing coming up too. Oh, Rose Besh is going to be at a convention that I think I'm going to.
where when
I think she's at HeroCon. I want to say
where's that at,
that one's up in Charlotte.
dude? Got me having a Stefan moment. Real fresh.
Tell me.
Stefan, you know,
I know.
Yeah, no.
If you're
No, I love-
into
Oh,
Rose Besh signing your books, then you need to go to HeroCon.
HeroCon. It's a quaint little bistro tucked away in the basement of an alley of a laundromat. Oh man,
Go
Rose
hater.
Beck. Oh, God, I love her. But yeah, Deadpool, Wolverine, World War III. That's going to be great.
Is this the large one here? Is Adam Kubert? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. That's totally drawn. That's what actually had me excited. Was Adam,
Yeah.
one of my favorite artists, especially when he
Kubert.
drew had his X-Men run. I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is going to be great. Oh, there it is on the bottom scroll. Adam Kubert pencils Deadpool Wolverine. How about that, dear?
How'd you do that?
Magic, baby. All right, here we go. Since this was not number 1, here's number 2. Booyah! We talked about this in the last show. Spider-Woman, number 6 is a sneaky, I'm going to say a sneaky cameo first appearance.
Oh,
Yeah, so
tell us more.
remember back last year, I told everyone to buy all the new Champions covers, all the new Champions, all the covers. I said, everyone go out and buy them because here we are. They're debuting almost a year to the date, about 9 months later. Here we are. So, little birdie, a lot of reading, found out one of these might have a brief first appearance in number 6, and then a full first appearance in Spider-Man or Spider-Woman. Sorry, Jessica, number 7. So if you want to debate another first appearance,
Can we get a variant cover with the person on the cover? So at least we have that.
well, that's her first cover was the new Champions variant. So here she is in her first. From what I read, there should be several of the new Champions members making a debut. So we will see. Yeah, the main one so far is obviously Maystorm from Ultimate X-Men. But then we have some more. So there you go, folks. Beat the crowd before the rush, before everyone lets you know what's hot. Now you know. Spider-Woman 7. That's
Who's the
right.
artist?
I don't know, but
beautiful.
Thank you. It really is, right?
Yeah.
Well, hell, let's look that up real quick. Let's get that artist.
Composition, the layout, both characters. It's dynamic.
Let's get that artist. That is a beautiful layout. Oh, that's the wrong series.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just know they have what I call sneaky first, where no one's really talking about it, but unless you really do a deep dive of what's coming up, This artist is Igara. Yeah,
I don't know this artist.
Igara. I don't know.
That's
And
that's
Lionel
nice.
Francis. Lionel Francis. You did the artwork, so that's why that
Oh,
looks
there
like
you go.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that new. That is that new Avengers look. Now that you mention it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Francis Yu, man, on the art.
It's
Uh,
wonderful.
and then the new champions, Captain America. They have her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there they are. So we got a debut, folks. If you've been paying attention, that's one of two debuts.
What's wild is the Falcon became Captain America, and now Captain America's become the Falcon.
Life is strange like that.
Mm.
And at
That's
one point,
cool.
we had a black president. And here we go at number one. The other new character debut for this week, none other. There we go. From the
Ooh.
Spider-Verse animated movie, we have the Black Girl Magic Jessica Jones from the Spider Multiverse, making her
Mm.
debut at Edge of Spider-Verse, number 4. So, main cover, that's going to sell pretty damn quickly for those who care. Top corner is the 1 in 25 variant. I kind of want that one. That looks pretty funky.
That's wild.
And then this beautiful one in the bottom corner. That is the Forbes variant. Open order.
What?
Open
That's
order.
my pick.
Thank you.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
I know, right? I must say though, main cover artist, the artwork, Marcus Williams. I'm going to give a shout out. This guy is amazing, and we're
Oh,
gonna
it's cool.
display. Oh yeah. Let's check that out real quick, Dr. Paul. Let's look at this.
It's got
Share.
that urban feel to it.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Booyah. This is Marcus Williams. He does, as you say, the urban feel. You're absolutely
Yeah.
spot on
I
with that.
I like his take on Popeye.
Oh, you've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is right there. Yeah. Oh no, his take. Oh, that's a little memorial for the Dragon Ball Z Akira
Yeah. Yeah.
Toriyama. Yeah, but no, Marcus the Visual. Follow him on Instagram. He does
Wow.
amazing, amazing, and he's going to be the artist for that Edge of Spider Verse number 4.
Interior?
Yes,
Oh, see, that's perfect.
ain't it though? Ain't it?
That is a perfect match.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, he does a lot of reimaginations of characters. He also does
Oh.
some very exclusive variants that I happen to have a few of. But just the fact that he was on that pencils, I'm there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I like the bottom right one, that open order, but I get it. I like the cover A as well.
I do too. Absolutely. And you know how it is. The main covers, everyone's going to snatch that up first. That's like the
Yeah.
main story cover. But man, if you get that Forbes variant, more likely I'm going to get all 3 of those. And I know there's a lot of people excited. JT, I'm talking to you, baby. I know JT loves him. Some black comic book character artwork. He always gets
Any
those.
artist, yeah.
Oh,
I
and
think,
Marcus Williams. Woo, baby, yes.
to be completely frank, this art on the interior is a much better match for the characters. Probably going to be more fun, more expressive. So I wouldn't want the Forbes art on the interior, but I do
Right.
like the cover. Yeah,
Absolutely. Woo, good stuff, man. And you know what? This
great
is
list.
relatively a light week. This is relatively a light week.
Yeah,
It's not breaking the wallet this time. I did enough damage last week. This week, pretty light. I don't know. Did you hear me talking about doing a free comic book day top 10?
I have heard you talk about it. We talked about it a little bit last week, and that should be exciting. Some important books have dropped on Free Comic Book Day.
That's right. And I highlighted some of them. And so, yeah, we're going to do that.
What's your top 3?
Well,
Not for the one coming up, but I mean like for Free Comic Book Days gone by. I think the clear number 1 is Umbrella Academy for me.
Yeah.
Because I think that is just genius, and it's I just think Umbrella Academy is amazing. So the fact that that was debuted as a free comic book day, and that's their true first, nobody's arguing about it. No cameos, no. Is
I mean,
awesome.
anytime. Anytime a full appearance debut and not like the previews guide appearance on the cover, nothing like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like that's legit. So I have a list. I'm
No, I'm
scrubbing the
looking
list.
forward to it.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get it down to 10, and we'll be doing that show within the next couple of weeks for sure. Now, the
That'll
FOC,
be great.
what's weird is that Free Comic Book Day FOC was like 2 months ago. You had to turn in your
Wow.
list. Yeah, stores got to
Well,
turn their list early.
the stores still pay for the books, although they do buy them pretty cheap. But
Yeah,
they
they're like
still have to
they're
pay for
pennies on the
them.
dollar. Right, right.
Yeah. And so people, your store's not getting that for free from the publisher. They still have to buy it. So definitely take some kids to a comic book shop on that day, enjoy it, but appreciate the store owners. See if you can't pick up something else while you're there, or just make a habit of patronizing that store in the future. Get a kid hooked on comics.
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest days. I think by far the biggest day of the entire
Yeah,
year.
I think your list will be important because there's a lot of folks that they look forward to Free Comic Book Day. That might be the only day they participate in comics for the year, or it might be something that brings them back. So that's a great idea for a list. I'm looking forward to that.
Sweet. Let's do it. We'll do that probably, if not next week, the week after. All right, here we go. Here's your favorite part.
Run them back.
Run them back, baby. Run it back. Number 10, Power Girl. She keeps popping up. Brooks variant, 125 ratio. There she go. Booyah. Number 9, Mason with the sound effects variant. Hawk smash.
Nice.
Hawk number 12. Give Fury. Garth Ennis is back. Marvel Max is back. This should be fun.
I'm in.
Coming in number 7, Feral number 2. Cover B. Nightmare on Elm Street horror movie homage. Open Order. Cover B. Bloody Dozen. Shrouded College. Option to be a series. Beneath the Trees finale. This is number 6. Incredible series. Underground hit. Try to find number 1. My speculation, Spidey sense tells me someone's going to pick up the rights to this. Venom, Separation Anxiety is back. Ron Lim foil. It's top right corner. Just in time for Deadpool number 3, coming in at number 3. New Champions makes their comic book debut. Full first appearance debut. Spider-Woman number 7. I just hate saying it. Brief cameo.
Got a great cover.
Brief cameo on last week. Spider-Woman number 6. So look for that little sneaky pick. And then number 1 this week. Edge of Spider-Verse number 4.
Great
Jessica
pick.
Drew multiverse variant.
Yeah. My
Whatever.
favorite. My favorite isn't always your number 1. And I think your number 1 is sometimes it's not your favorite either, right? It's speculation. It's the one you think is going to be the biggest hit possible.
Well, I
in
knew
this case,
this one.
it lines up.
Yeah, I actually, when I first heard about this, I knew this would probably be number 1, whichever week it was, and it turned out. This one kind of slid through the pack in the past couple of weeks as more information came out. And then, man.
Great list. Thank you on behalf of everybody for all of your effort putting it together and sharing it with everybody for free. I know. I appreciate you having me on. I always enjoyed joining the show.
Oh no, thanks for you showing up. Again, folks, we're talking to a real life supervillain here. You have no idea.
Well, who would tell Grandpa stories about old comic books if I wasn't here? I remember when I bought Web of Spider-Man from the spinner rack.
I actually remember buying the original Web of Spider-Man from the spinner rack.
I 100% have a newsstand copy of it that I purchased.
We were so excited because at the time it was only the 3rd ever Spider series. Yeah. Amazing, spectacular Web. Everyone was just like,
yep.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Yeah, and
I was all over
at
it.
the time it was so like graphic and heavy and dark.
And Charles Vest painted cover. Nobody was doing painted covers then, right? I mean,
Dude.
not nobody, but they
Uh,
were not normal.
it was him and Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah, you're right.
That was
Yeah,
about it.
that
That was
was
about it.
about it. Yeah, and occasionally somewhere else, but it was not the norm. Yeah,
Right. Cool, man. All right, everyone
awesome.
who joined us live, thanks for hanging out with us. I got to actually put the list together for tomorrow, the full list that goes out on Instagram, and follow Dr. Paul as well as myself.
Have some
Dr. Paul,
fun.
anything else before we get up out of here?
Well, I want to say have a happy Easter for those that celebrate that, whether you do it religiously or secularly. Enjoy this time of year. Spring is kind of sprung, and it's a time of rebirth and renewal, and I always enjoy it.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're here in Texas. Spring sprang back in January.
Right. Yeah.
Did you see how all the blue bonnets like just popped all like last
Oh,
month in
my
February?
daughter's trying to schedule her senior pictures, and a big thing around here is try to get your senior pictures, in the blue bonnets. And
Yeah.
the season for them is it's very short. You got to get out there. You
Dude,
got to
they're
find the fields and get out there quickly because it's
Yeah.
already happening here. It
So-
won't be long. Well, there's actually been a couple 100-degree days already, already in the record books for Texas for this year.
Yeah.
Colleen had a 100-degree day in February.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry
They
to
were
hear
the
that.
hottest city in the entire country, like February 20 something. They hit 100 degrees. But yeah, it's happening. It's beautiful right now. So
Medina.
what are you gonna do?
Love, peace, and happiness, man.
That's all we got, right? That's what I always close with. Take care of one another, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all. Take it easy. See
Have a
all
good
you
week.
guys on Instagram.